Good afternoon, my project management friends. I would like to talk to you today about navigating along paper, what some of your alternatives are. So our agenda today is to demonstrate adding navigational aids in the paper. One way to do that is with bookmarks, and I'll show you how to use F1 help to learn how to do this. And the other option is using headings, and that's the one that we're going to be discussing in great depth. Our friend Aaron Civil said that we could use his project management capstone paper to demonstrate. Thanks, Aaron. Once we're in Word, we can use the F1 key with the question mark on it to get to Word Help. And we can type in the word hyperlinks and search for that. And that will bring us to creating or editing a hyperlink. And the help section that we want is add hyperlinks to a location within the same document. There's also using hyperlinks in a table of contents, but that's not very helpful. So add hyperlinks to a location within the same document. So the first thing it asks us to do is to mark the destination. Now, one of the ways that we can do is to insert a bookmark. And if you choose to do it this way, simply walk through the instructions, add your bookmarks, and then add the link. So that's one way of doing it. Please read the help if you need to learn how to do that. The second way that you could do it is by applying a heading style. We use heading styles to produce a table of contents, and we use them to put in some navigation. So those are already there in our template, so that's the one that we want to use. Headings are automatically marked as a destination, so all you need to do is apply one of the built-in heading styles. So for any area that you want to go to and build a destination, you can go there anywhere that you've already tagged something with one of the heading styles. That sounds complicated. It's not. Let me show you. Let's go back to Aaron's paper. Aaron has used the headings and not screwed them up from the template, and so it's easy to go ahead and click around. When we click within a document, when we follow a hyperlink within a document, we use Control-Click. So I could go to Business Objective section of the paper by clicking here, and that's a way to navigate. If I wanted to go back to the place where I originally wanted to be, there are two options. One, you can see in my navigation quick tool, I have a back, which is an Alt left, and that will automatically take me back. The other option that I could use is once I've gone someplace, such as to issue, I could press the Alt key and then the left arrow key, and that would take me back. So those are the ways that you navigate to something and navigate back from something. Now let's talk about how you get the navigation tools in there in the first place. Let's navigate down to the time management section of Aaron's paper. Control-Click. Here we are. So what Aaron has done is use the headings that were set up. So for an APA level 1 heading, he's tagged it with heading level 1. It actually was tagged with that. And so that worked pretty well. Then he added a heading level 2, which is left justified, title case, bold, and tagged it with level 2. So those are the headings that we could see. And if I indeed look over in the navigation pane, I can see that I can get to scope management by clicking here, and I can get down to any one of his other areas by clicking here. Now you can see that Aaron has Project Charter hyperlinked. So let's control click, follow that link, and it should take us directly to the Project Charter, and it doesn't. So let's try it with a different link. Apparently that one's broken because it was part of our testing. Let's look at this executive summary hyperlink that Aaron has here. Control click, and it actually takes me to the executive summary pre-initiation. And if I wanted to go back, I could do an Alt left and I would come directly back to where we are. So hold on just a second here. Aaron started out by trying to refer to different pages to have you look at that, and that wasn't working very well. But because the pages kept changing as new things were added and edits were made. So let's tell Aaron don't use that. But here's an example, figure 7.1. Aaron is talking about figure 7.1 and referring us to that in the paper. Wouldn't it be nice if we could go there directly? So let's add a hyperlink to figure 7.1. First of all, I'm going to go down and look at the destination. Figure 7.1, I can see right here, yes indeed, is a figure that he has in his paper. It happens to be on page 22. And I'm going to click on the title, and it looks like he's got that set up as a heading 3. That's nice because that does show up in the table of contents over here. So if I want to go back to where figure 7.1-7 shows up, I can see that he refers to it in right here, and he refers to it here. So let's go to the first one and add a hyperlink right here. So I'm going to highlight the source, the starting point, right click, and go down to hyperlink. Now I want to place a new hyperlink in this document. So I go over to the left and click on place in this document. The text that I want to display as part of the hyperlink is figure 1-7, and then I want to find figure 1-7 in the places that were tagged in this document. Here it is, preliminary budget. So I highlight that, I click OK, and you'll notice that a hyperlink is now there. So when it's a current document hyperlink, and when I control click on it, it takes me directly to figure 1.7 preliminary budget. So that works, and if I want to go back, I can use the Alt left and go right back to where I was. I use that all the time when I'm in your paper to go in and see what's going on. You can see that Aaron has tagged all of his figures as heading 3. It's nice to actually tag your figures as heading 3 because it gets it into your navigation as something. And you wouldn't want to do it as heading 2 because then it would put it then it would put it one over to the left. It would kind of screw up your chart. I'm going to go up to the table of contents and see if there's anything else that Aaron has tagged as a heading 3. I'll be able to tell because of how inset they'll be. right here, this is tagged as a heading 3. Let's take a look at that. I think that there are several problems with this. One, the way that he had the heading was way too long. So I would suggest that heading 3 always be about half a page wide at the very most. So I changed to a different level 3 heading. The other thing I'm going to do is not tag it as heading 3. I'm going to go back and tag it as normal. And that's going to make life easier because I can pull, what do I know about APA level 3 headings, which is different than heading 3. So if I've got it as normal, I need to now make it APA level 3 heading. So the way that I would do that is click on bold. I would make sure that it's indented like a new paragraph, as it should be, and I would bring up the paragraph or the sentences following it to be on the same line. Now let me check the other elements of an APA level 3 heading. It's indented, it's bold, it's sentence case, which means that the first letter is capitalized but the other letters are small. It has a period at the end, and the sentence, the rest of the paragraph follows immediately on the same line. So now I've got a good level 3 heading. The other thing that we'll notice is that it disappeared from our ability to navigate to that, but that's probably good. If I want to look at financial analysis of 2 alternatives, that's probably enough. So here's another one of these, and I'm going to fix it in just the same way. It's level 3. I don't want it to be a heading level 3. I'll click on normal. I will bring the rest of the sentence up to match it. I'll make sure it's in sentence case. I'll go over here. I'll bold it. I'll make sure there's a period, and done. And now I've got a much better follow through here. So that's what I would suggest you do with level 3 APA headings. What that does for us is it leaves us free to use figures, tables, things like that as heading 3 types of things. So that's really nice because it puts them in line in the table of contents. It tags them so that we can use hyperlinks with them easily. But Word might have had us do it a little differently. They might have had us use figures instead. But I will tell you that figure does a different thing. It puts it in a different table of contents in Microsoft Word. So I really think that the way that Aaron did it here, where he did figure 1-1 and take that as a level 3, not as a level 3, but as a Microsoft Word heading 3, was an excellent way to do it. So just as a final thing, I'm going to go through and find all places where Aaron refers to figure 1-2, and I'm going to hyperlink them to figure 1-2. So how would I do that? I would go up here in the navigation page and I would search for 1-2. I'll go over here and click on results, and I can see that right here and right here. So right here I look, that one's in the table of contents, so I don't need to do anything about that. This one is the actual figure, so that's cool. So it's only in the information where he refers to figure 1-2 that I would need to make sure that it's hyperlinked. And it happened to already be, so, but if it were broken, I could go in, edit hyperlink, place in this document, look for figure 1-2, click on it, click OK, and I know then that that is working. I'll control click to test it. Yes, it takes me to figure 1-2. I will click on Alt left to go back to where I was, and I would be ready to look for my next one. I might want to work on figure 4, search for that, see how many here he's got C figure 4, C figure 4, C figure 4, and the actual figure. So here I could just go in what do you call that? Select figure 1-4, right click, go to hyperlink, place in this document, find figure 1-4, click on it, click OK, and I'm done. If I want to test it, I can control click. Yes, it takes me to figure 4, and then I go back to the place where I was in the document. So, in conclusion, that is what we needed to know about hyperlinks. So we spent most of this video talking about headings and using them for hyperlinking and navigating around your document. You don't have to use this, but I suggest to you that it's going to be helpful in writing this paper. It's going to be helpful in writing papers at work when you have long papers. And most of all, it's going to be helpful when you write your memoir entitled How I Survived the MS Project Management Program at St. Mary's University. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Have a great week.